An interview with Carola L. Gough, www.carolagough.com, and on Facebook too. What follows is an interview I did with Carola L. Gough in April of 2007 during her 96th birthday party. Even after her death in July of 2007, her work will continue to live on in virtual reality, as you see in these screenshots, and also in print, as we are planning to create some calendars and posters based on her artwork. Also, her example of mentorship and leadership in the community will continue to live on as we devote time and energy to furthering her legacy through community service in honor of her memory and her example.
I remember a day at the beach when I took one of the great-grandchildren with me, and he loved so watching the birds and wished he could fly with him.
Do you know where this was? In California?
I think it must have been up in the Northern California. Or else at Laguna. It could have been around in Laguna.
Laguna Beach?
Laguna Beach, yeah.
That's cool. I like that painting a lot. Anything else you remember about it?
I just remember the impression the child got of the birds flying.
That's one of your children?
Huh?
That's one of your children?
I think it must have been one of the great-grandchildren, because that I took with me to the beach, and I took a book, and he got to play in the sand, and I think he'd been digging.
Yeah, I see the pail there.
I think that must be Laguna. That's all I think I can think.
I see a little house at the top, something at the top.
Oh, yeah. You can. I think we walked up to the top of that. There's a stairway.
Yeah.
You get around there while there's a stairway, and I think we parked and then walked up to the. There was some place where we could park. Oh, Linda took us to that too. Well, it was when Dad died.
Yeah.
We had a memorial. Did you come?
I wasn't here. No, I didn't come.
You didn't come to that memorial, but.
So you painted this around that time?
Yeah. Well,
fairly recent. Then.
We went in when we went in the Chinese. It was interesting before the. If you can find out some place when the Chinese memorial is.
The Chinese
New Year is.
Oh, okay.
It was right around. They had all these strange vegetables and things that they buy for their New Year dinner. I think this painting was done from near Laguna. Or else it could have been when we went to Hawaii, because it was a place that had many paintings in Hawaii. It was a garden. It wasn't either paintings. It was a garden spot in Hawaii that we drove along. We rented a car and drove to see.
When did you go to Hawaii?
On our 25th wedding anniversary.
So 25th, that was probably, 48, 50 years ago.
Well, let's see,
1957, maybe 1955.
Dates I have trouble remembering, but I know that the kids all got together and gave us a ticket to Hawaii for our 25th wedding anniversary.
How long did you stay in Hawaii? A week?
I think it was a week. A week.
You remember that young man Michael that I mentor?
Gene, was that one? I'm trying. No, that was this was earlier than when Gene got to be 90.
Yeah. Do you remember that young man Michael that you met, that I mentor in Atlanta?
Is that when you took me to all of these?
We went to we saw him play violin. We saw him play violin at his school one time.
Yeah, vaguely I remember.
Yeah, he and his mom just went to Hawaii.
Oh, did they?
They just got back, for spring break. So I'll have to show him this. That's pretty cool.
I think this is Laguna, because I remember all the waves coming in and breaking at that beach, and you had to get away from the beach or you get caught in the incoming tide.
This is in the afternoon?
Yeah, so this would be middle afternoon, or whenever the tide changes and it starts coming in.
And that's in California.
I don't know which when that would be in the day, but
that's in California, right? Laguna Beach.
Yeah, Laguna Beach is in California.
Go ahead.
That must be Laguna too.
Another one
with
from
all the rocks. Yeah.
Yeah, another one from Laguna. Beach, California.
Another one from.
Did you wade out in those waters before the tide started coming in? Were you able to do that? Do you remember?
I don't think we took a chance on it.
Oh, okay.
There were warnings.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't want to end up on Baywatch.
No. I think this is at Laguna too. I know I spent a lot of time. We went down a road that takes you through to see all of, where you can see all of the lighthouses and such, and the ocean. And this looks like one of them. I've been so long ago that I don't remember the details.
Yeah. I like this one. I like the
had a lot of contrast.
yeah, and I like the waves, the water down there just crashing against the shoreline.
Yeah, I think this was in the Laguna area, but what impressed me was the old fence and the look of weathered wood.
Yeah.
And so I was trying to catch that because it seemed beautiful to me, and I wanted other people to maybe get the same feeling from it that I did. I say I remember this was in Maine because I was impressed by all of the rigging and the sail rigging and made such a pattern, and you could see across the water to where there were some of the land built up.
When did you go to Maine? Do you remember?
No. I think it was after our children all were on their own.
Yeah.
Because we did a lot of traveling around. We had a little trailer and a truck.
Yeah.
And so it probably was on some of those trips that we made back in the east.
Mm-hmm.
That would be Maine, probably. I think it's when we left northern. In the eastern states and went down through New Mexico on our way back to home, and this was an old Indian chief.
A chief? Wow.
Well, or I don't know whether he was a chief, but he was some important person in this Indian.
In the
it was something that I wanted, anything I wanted to paint from the Indians of that area, New Mexico and Arizona and that area.
I see in the background it looks like a woman maybe tending to some
sheep
behind it.
Yeah, I vaguely remember doing that. I think this was an Indian from the